Second down and 15. Sanders over the middle. He's got another complete.
For Shedeur Sanders, where you got so many reps throughout the course of the season.
Shedeur Sanders moving the chains for the Browns.
Shedeur was going to start today. We all knew it, that he was going to confirm that. But one thing that's sticking out to me is he trying to make it seem like Shedeur don't know his X's and O's. Let me pull up a statement in here that he said real quick. He stated, hold on. He stated, I just seen Shedeur Dillon growing a ton, both with X's and O's and all the work in individual periods. I don't see significant growth in Shedeur. He'll get every rep.
I bet you didn't see this coming. Kevin Stefanski just dropped a statement about Shedeur Sanders that has the Browns world buzzing harder than a stadium on overtime. Suddenly, a rookie QB's future is in the spotlight. Every fan is questioning if they're witnessing the rise of a star or the start of total chaos. And Stefanski's words are leaving everyone guessing what's really happening behind the scenes. This isn't just news-its, the kind of twist nobody saw coming.
Really, and then special teams, they got great returners, good core, so it's going to be quite the challenge, and we got to go to school on this football team and understand their schemes, understand what they're trying to do on any given down. So that's where we're getting started. Shedeur is going to start at quarterback. Dillon is still in the concussion protocol. He is improving, but obviously we got to put a plan together for all of our players, all of our offense, our defense, our special teams, plan of attack, and give our guys a chance to go execute and play fast.
Kevin Stefanski, master of calm, sideline nods, and motivational coffee stirrings, just dropped a bomb on everyone about Shedeur Sanders' first-team reps. And no, this isn't your average. Yeah, it's working hard press conference.
We got to talk about the biggest news in the NFL this week, and that is Shedeur Sanders going to be starting this weekend against the Las Vegas Raiders. He is set to make the first start of his NFL career, and
can we
got
clap
to
for
see
that?
him. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get some
Absolutely.
claps.
Hey, in the back, let's clap for that.
Get some claps in there.
And the reason I want to clap for it is because we can stop with all the shenanigans. Either he will play well or he will suck. And either way, the truth gonna set everybody free.
Absolutely.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. This is the kind of brutal honesty that makes Browns fans simultaneously excited, nervous, a little confused about whether their quarterback is ready or just the only option they have. Spoiler, it's a little of both.
You're always trying to do that, Mary Kay, with all your players to make sure that they're comfortable, and it's no different with Shedeur in there. You want to make sure that all the concepts are things that he feels confident in. Obviously, you know, having been around him over the months, you get a good sense of the things that he's, you know, fit his eyes, so to speak. So definitely want to lean into those type of things, and he's working very hard.
So let's break it down. Dillon, the previously healthy quarterback who may or may not still know his own name after concussion protocol, is out. That means Shedeur is thrust into the spotlight. Like a kid who got handed the keys to a Lamborghini and a traffic ticket at the same time.
I mean, listen, we all know, listen, Peter, where's the guy so incredibly connected to the National Football League with sources everywhere, knowing your football backwards and forwards the way that you do? Where's the guy that was saying, what's up with the cadence issue? What's up with no first team reps? What's up with the fact that Kevin Stefanski is a two-time NFL Coach of the Year, 2020 and 2023, having a quarterback who's a rookie so flagrantly ill-prepared to be on the football field last week?
Stefanski confirms Shedeur is starting. Because, well, unless the Browns magically find a quarterback clone lying in the locker room, they have no choice. But Stefanski, being the wordsmith that he is, can't just say, yeah, he's the only guy we've got, deal with it. Deal with it. He has to frame it as significant growth. Significant growth. In other words, he's learning, he's improving, and if the planets align and Mercury isn't in retrograde, maybe he'll be slightly less terrifying on Sundays. Now, Stefanski made a point to explain how the team is preparing for all phases of football offense. Defense, special teams, because apparently we needed reassurance that they still understand what football is. And when it comes to Shada, it's all about making him comfortable. The next week, it's a blitz coming from the left end who apparently majored in physics to calculate your exact panic trajectory. Stefanski can't help but brag a little, though. He's been around Shedeur for months, and he's seen the kid grow. Significant growth. Every rep counts. Extra individual periods. Watching tape, mental reps. Physical reps. Reps that probably make your head spin faster than a football on a windy day. You get the picture. The kid is grinding. He's watching how receivers break routes, noting timing, observing defensive tendencies. Basically, Shedeur's brain is being turned into a quarterback's Swiss Army knife. One painful, detailed.
We got to hear from him during his media availability. You know, QB1 gets to get up there on the podium. No more locker room interviews for Shedeur.
Yeah.
We got to hear what he talked about the pressure leading into this game. I'll let you guys take a listen.
Yeah, for instance, I know our fans have a lot of expectations and hope. And I would be doing a disservice to myself and disservice to the organization if I didn't feel like I am the guy.
Yep.
I did everything I need to. I'm doing everything I need to prepare to be the best version of myself as possible.
And here's the kicker: Stefanski insists Shedeur is being himself. Which is coach speak for he's still the kid who makes rookie mistakes, but somehow doesn't completely destroy the offense. Because let's be real, Shedeur is starting not just because he's talented, but because he's the only healthy quarterback left standing. Dylan's out. Everyone else is? Well, let's not think about that. So yes, Shedeur will get every rep. Every single one. And Stefanski says this as if it's a glowing compliment, when the truth is obvious. Of course he's getting every rep. He's playing because there's no one else. It's like watching someone guard the last cookie in the jar. You either eat it or you don't eat it all. Then there's the quarterback room itself, which Stefanski clearly loves to talk about, and probably making bets on which defender will accidentally tackle him next. Stefanski also spends a lot of time talking about trust. Pocket trust, line trust, timing trust, receiver trust, basically. If any one of the 11 offensive players screws up, Shedeur could be in trouble. But don't worry, he's learning to trust. He's learning to let it rip. And if you listen closely, what Stefanski is really saying is, we're hoping the offensive line remembers how to block this week. Because otherwise, this is going to get very entertaining very fast.
Shedeur Sanders will be starting for the Cleveland Browns this weekend. Good luck, Shedeur.
There you go, Shedeur.
Now, this will be a full week with the offense being kind of shifted around what Shedeur does well, what Shedeur likes, what Shedeur doesn't like. He will be getting the reps with all the starters, including, offensive line, but more importantly, wide receivers, everybody, the timing of things. Him and Stefanski will be able to watch film together. This is big news, especially from the people that just found out like a couple days ago that backup quarterbacks don't really get the bell of the ball treatment in NFL buildings. They're certainly there. They certainly have a job. You certainly are.
Let's not forget about the growth narrative. Stefanski hypes Shedeur's work ethic, how he's grinding, pouring into his craft, fitting in with the rookie class, doing extra reps, working on X's and O's. But if you read between the lines, there's also a subtle, he's not perfect yet undertone. It's like being told your kid is smart. Just don't ask him to drive a car or handle money yet. Shedeur's talented, yes, but he's learning. He's growing, and if all goes well, he might survive the season without the Browns collectively losing their minds. And oh, the mental reps. This is one of my favorite parts, because even when Shedeur isn't physically taking snaps, he's studying the other players. Watching receivers? Of course, Stefanski also talks about the offensive line. The quarterback must trust the line. The line must protect the quarterback. The receivers must run the right routes, and everyone must execute with absolute precision. Basically, football is now a ballet. A very violent, sweaty ballet with helmets. And if anyone misses a step, Shedeur might end up as a human pinball. But again, he's growing. He's learning. He's getting those reps. And Stefanski loves to remind us of that. Significant growth. Every rep, extra work. He's grinding.
A hell of a coach. Again, I'm not saying rookies, start and get first team reps as a QB2, Peter. Please don't get me wrong. Yeah. What I'm saying is if you know you're already starting a rookie and a rookie happens to be the QB2 And you know that the QB1 is susceptible to concussions. He's a relatively small dude. One hit can end him for the game, for the season. You know this. For the backup to be a rookie and to be so flagrantly unprepared, which Shedeur Sanders looked like, I find to be suspicious. So I'm
Then comes the subtle comedy of the press conference itself. Stefanski avoids controversy. No drama, no specifics, just a laser focus on the upcoming game. But fans, and by fans, I mean us, sitting at home eating snacks, can't help but notice the careful wording. It's like when a parent tells you, "We'll see," but you know what they really mean? Good luck, kid. Stefanski praises, he motivates, he reassures. But behind the words, we all know the Browns are fully aware that Shedeur is learning on the job. And every snap is a potential headline. Will he dominate like a rookie phenom? Or will every throw become a viral clip for sports Twitter? Only time will tell. And yes, Stefanski is making sure that while Shedeur is growing, he doesn't accidentally collapse under the weight of the hype. Let's talk about the irony for a second. Stefanski says Shedeur is getting extra work in individual periods, that he's improving in X's and O's, he's learning to trust his offensive line, that he's studying tape and learning defenses. And that's all true. But here's the thing. He's also starting because Dylan is hurt.
Shedeur Sanders is going to start this week for the Cleveland Browns against the Vegas Raiders. It's interesting how wild and crazy some of the conversations have gotten around Shedeur. It seems like Kevin Stefanski and Shedeur watch film together all the time. It seems like there's all this stuff that's made up about both people involved here. And I think that they seem to be fine with each other. I think we want to believe that maybe something's wrong when I don't know that it necessarily is.
Meanwhile, Shedeur is apparently handling it with grace. He's focused, he's working hard, and he's showing energy and effort that would make anyone pause and reconsider whether they should really be challenging him. Stefanski loves to point this out. The kid gives 100% every play, whether it's lining up in the pocket, reading defenses, or surviving a blitz that could have knocked out a charging rhino. Shedeur is all in. He's impressive. He's learning. And he's about to prove whether all this hype and subtle cautioning was justified. But again, he's also the only healthy quarterback. Every pass, every rep, every decision is under a microscope. And let's circle back to the infamous significant growth line. Stefanski repeatedly highlights Shedeur's improvement. He's learning NFL defenses. He's adjusting to the system. He's improving in X's and O's. Every rep counts. Extra work. Individual periods.
Quarterbacks are 0-17 in their first career starts since the team rejoined the NFL. This goes back to 1999. Let that sink in. A quarterback has never won their first NFL start in Cleveland, going back to 1999. Damn. So basically, that's 27 years.
Hey, that's crazy work.
Look at these names, from Tim Couch to Spurgeon Wynn. Tom Brady's still mad about that Spurgeon.
Watching tape. Mental reps. You get it? The kid is growing. And while this is framed as praise, it's also a subtle disclaimer. Don't get your hopes up too high because he's still learning. But fans, of course, love this kind of ambiguity. It's fuel for speculation, memes, and dramatic highlight reels. Meanwhile, the offensive line, receivers, and support staff all play into Shedeur's journey. Pocket trust, route timing, protection schemes, and defensive reads are essential. Stefanski makes it clear, the QB isn't just playing, the entire team is performing a high-stakes synchronized dance. And Shedeur is at the center of it, learning, growing, improving, and trying not to get flattened. Because that's football. But we all know the subtext. He's starting because he has to. And every play is a chance to prove whether he's a rising star or a rookie thrown into the fire. And that's the beautiful chaos of it all. Fans, analysts, and the internet at large are salivating. Will Shedeur dominate? Will he stumble? Will Stefanski's careful wording be vindicated or mocked? One thing's certain. Every rep, every mental calculation, every blitz dodged, every pass completed or intercepted is going to be dissected, debated, and memified.
I don't have a problem with the way that Stefanski has handled the young quarterbacks. There was probably a plan before the season of what the goal was for each guy. One was drafted earlier, Dylan Gabriel, so he was more than likely going to be the person that at least somewhat equated into the conversation. He did. The whole reps conversation thing has become outrageous to me. I have said I've gone weeks without getting reps as a backup quarterback here. And what people need to understand in relation to that, CC, is like team practice. How many reps do you have every practice?
Because when you're Shedeur Sanders and you're starting in the NFL under these conditions, the world is watching and the narrative writes itself. So here's the final word. Stefanski has been brutally honest, carefully praising, and subtly cautioning. Shedeur is working hard, growing, improving, and ready. At least as ready as a rookie can be thrust into a starting role. And fans, they're ready too. Ready for highlights, ready for drama, ready to witness the rise or the comedy of Shedeur Sanders. Buckle up, because this ride is just beginning. But here's where it gets really fun, because while Stefanski is all about careful praise and subtle disclaimers, the reality is that Shedeur is now living the NFL starter life, whether he's ready or not. Because nothing says rookie development like dodging 300-pound linebackers while remembering the exact timing of a route he barely memorized 3 minutes ago. Stefanski loves to highlight this, pointing out that it's all part of his growth. But we all know what's really happening. Shedeur is turning into a mental spreadsheet with cleats, running a constant algorithm that calculates chance of avoiding immediate obliteration with every snap. It's impressive. It's terrifying.
There's electricity in the air and anticipation of Shedeur's first start. That's undeniable. That's what he does. He creates excitement, and you could feel it.
I was going to ask you, Tony, what was the vibe in Berea today? Obviously, we're going to get to what Shedeur and Stefanski said, but could you feel it from the whole locker room?
Well, you know, there's more camera people there, which means there was more questions. The only one I didn't get a feeling of, Jerry Jeudy was in a bad mood for some reason.
And it's perfect fodder for internet commentary. Then there's the offensive line factor. Stefanski can talk all he wants about trust, chemistry, and precise execution. But let's be honest, a rookie QB's trust in his line is basically a gamble. One missed block, one slow reaction. And Shedeur is now the star of the week's highlight reel, but probably not in the way he wants. Yet Stefanski has to frame it as growth, as development, as the natural process of a young QB learning his craft. And the fans, they'll happily debate every pocket collapse, every dodged sack, every miraculous escape as if it's Shakespearean drama. And of course, Stefanski can't resist mentioning that Shedeur fits in perfectly with the rookie class. They're all working hard, all doing extra reps, all pushing each other. It's like a football-themed summer camp, where instead of arts and crafts, they're crafting perfect passes under extreme duress. Fans, commentators, and social media alike are hanging on every word, trying to figure out whether Shedeur's growth trajectory is genuinely impressive or just a way to politely say, "Good luck, kid. You're on your own now." And
Shedeur, he gets a chance to start. This is the opportunity he's been waiting on. You know, there's no more excuses.
And you couldn't pick the better team to start against.
Oh yeah. Listen, you have a chance to make history. You have a chance to make history and change the narrative. You know, and if things go well, the talk's gonna be good. If things don't go well, we gonna let it be known. We gonna be. Especially me. I've gotten really good at this, Uncle Joe. I've gotten really good at being critical when people aren't playing well.
And finally, the energy. Stefanski can highlight effort, focus, and 100% intensity. But we all know the real story. Shedeur's about to live out every football fan's fantasy and nightmare simultaneously. The extra reps, the mental reps, the focus. The trust it all culminates in a quarterback who is simultaneously learning, performing, and surviving on a weekly basis. And while Stefanski's words are careful, precise, and development-focused, the real takeaway is obvious. The kid's in the fire. The fans are watching, and the internet is already ready to crown him or roast him. There's no middle ground here. And if you thought football was just a game, welcome to the full Shedeur Sanders experience. A rookie quarterback on the rise. A coach trying to sound diplomatic, and a world ready to analyze, dissect, and meme every moment of it.